Hello, I am the Solarball Encyclopedia, and I just came up with a fun idea to make a video on. This is actually going to be really cool. I'm excited for this one. I'm ranking my top 10 least favorite Solarballs episodes and why they suck. I just wanted to do this because, I don't know, I just wanted to rant about stuff. No Chris and the Solarballs, because in actuality, these 10 episodes, the rest of there are some mid ones, but before I go to let's just set up some rules. I'm going from 10 to 10, so 10th place to last place, so the 10th place to worst, so the number one's the worst one. So, So we're gonna, another thing is, before I reach the one, I'm gonna say some honorable mentions before I reach number one, the worst one, of some that I dislike, but they're not horrible. So, let's get started, shall we? Okay, bear with me. This one is probably also the most controversial take, and it's number 10, so, my 10th least favorite episode is Earth Alone Part 1. I know, this may be a bit of an interesting take, but I'm just saying, the similarities to this episode is, I feel like, a little bit too similar to the Earth is Leaving Part 1. Both have Earth in the title, both are a Part 1, and both have Earth hallucinating. I mean, this one came out first. Shockingly enough, the problem with this one is that it just focuses on country ball nonsense. It's funny, but since it's the first time, it's okay. But honestly, this is just my least favorite Moon Revolution episode, and also, this is the least. That just goes to show how good the Moon Revolution was. This is the only one that's on this list. So, this episode was. It was okay at best, not really the best episode ever. This episode kind of bothered me. I feel like, this is mainly the Moon Escape's fault, but the Moon Escapes, this should have come out before this, so we didn't know what Luna did. Also, Houston's in this one. I know that already downgrades it. Some of these jokes were funny, but not most of them. I don't know, this episode's just it was only 6 minutes, and, a cool little detail during the Moon Revolution is episodes that weren't in, a Part 1 or Part 2 format were, 8 or 9 minutes long, but episodes that were in a Part 1 or 2 format were 6 or 7 minutes long. That's a cool format. In 9th place, we have The Earth is Leaving Part 2. Now, I already talked about this episode in my Earth is Leaving review, so, this one was bad. I did make a mistake and then called it 6 minutes and 20 seconds when it is actually 6 minutes and 28 seconds. That was a little bit of an oopsie. So I'll give it that. It's 8 seconds longer. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Could be worse. One of my problems with this one is that, this one's just, it doesn't, the scenes, it's super short, and, if Mars and Luna are, an okay protagonists of this episode, but honestly, I was actually more excited to focus on the Earth, and they didn't really do it. And The Earth is Leaving Part 1, which isn't on this list, but in The Earth is Leaving Part 1, the Mars and Luna scene actually never was my least favorite of the planet scenes. I'm just saying the planet scenes because the human scenes were kind of boring. But, I liked the Earth hallucination scene, I liked the Pluto and Jupiter scene, and I liked the Earth and Saturn scene. The Venus and Mercury stuff is done well. It foreshadows the solar system is empty. But, I don't know, this episode just doesn't have much for me. It contains what Astro did after the surviving the dark side of the moon, but nothing too crazy. It's just there and nothing really else. Moving on. In number 8, we have The Moon Club Part 2. I don't really like this episode. So you know how Earth Alone was the only Moon Revolution episode on here? This is the only Planet X Arc episode. Moon Club Part 2 is just... It literally only should be 3 minutes long. This is one of the only ones where I actually would have liked it if it was a shorter episode. Because, holy moly, we do not need this hide-and-seek scene and the scene where they're talking about it. What the actual hell is this? This scene, this 5 minutes of this 7-minute and 44-second episode are useless. Why? Like, I would be fine with this if they didn't include them in the Planet X compilation. Whoop-de-fing-do. Now, you've just done this, and because of this, we meet Planet X at the halfway mark. I'm also pissed off that they included the flashback stuff before. Like, yeah, we do get that 4.5 billion years cool intro with Past the Destiny on it, but I mean, I really feel like you should have done that in the middle when Planet X told that to Ganymede and Europa. The Moon Club Part 2 is just super annoying because they yell at Titan for every single damn thing. And part of the reason why I didn't really like the Moon Club that much was, okay, Ganymede and Europa getting banished, that was too far. Like, yeah, like, we could agree that was too far. But they still needed some type of punishment for the Moon Revolution, and not being invited to this Moon Club was actually, like, it was a fair punishment. I mean, I could see the reasoning for Titan. I was like, why are they... I mean, yeah, it does come back up in the What If We Replace Jupiter Part 3, but I'm just saying, it's the most bullshit thing ever. Oh my god, this episode sucks, dude. I mean, this is just, another reason I hate this episode was mainly because I was hyping this up, because the Patreon schedule was weird as fuck. The Moon Club Part 1 on Patreon was released before Our Alien... Okay, here's the schedule. It's going to show on screen. Our Aliens Among Us Part 1 came out. The next week, the Moon Club Part 1 came out. Not Our Aliens Among Us Part 2. The Moon Club Part 1 came out, which, like, okay, that's interesting. Wonder why we didn't get Part 2, but whatever. So I was like, so yeah. And then on a Tuesday, we then get Our Aliens Among Us Part 2. It's like, okay, maybe they didn't finish it in time, but they finished the Moon Club Part 1. Okay, I mean, okay, I'll take it, but what are we... And I guess they but I noticed in the Moon Club Part 1 that we had a ton of shit that was not explained. Like, we didn't have Saturn or Uranus's POVs, and the disturbance of the Kuiper Belt hasn't came out yet. So, this is what they did. After Our Aliens Among Us Part 2, we had Saturn gets his moons back instead of Moon Club Part 2. I thought we were going to get Moon Club Part 2, but no, we got Saturn gets his moons back, which honestly was a pretty better change, because Saturn gets his moons back was pretty good, way better than the Moon Club Part 2, but I didn't know that at the time yet. I mean, yay, 9-minute episode, that's cool. I was then thinking, okay, for surely the next episode will be the Moon Club Part 2. And no, the next episode was not even an episode. It was a clip. It was a clip from the Astro Dude movie, which the clip was actually pretty funny. I'm not going to spoil it, but it was the conference call one. And then on a Wednesday, thank God, I'm so lucky, the Wednesday when Disturbance of the Kuiper Belt came out, like, Disturbance of the Kuiper Belt released on Patreon on a Wednesday, but thank God it was a half day, and it came out on 10:30, so, like, it was a half day for school, so I didn't have to, like, wait after school to watch it. If that was the case, I would have absolutely despised this episode, but, like, thank God it was a half day. Like, ugh. Then, after Disturbance of the Kuiper Belt, which came on a Wednesday, we didn't have an episode, which was fine, I guess, because, you know, like, but Disturbance of the Kuiper Belt did come on YouTube, and that was also the shortest Patreon to YouTube release ever. But, I I'm just baffled about how, and then we have an animation fragment for the Moon Club Part 2. They didn't even finish it. I know Solar Balls take breaks, but god damn it. If the Moon Club Part 2 was not finished, why release the Moon Club Part 1? This is literally, and then we had to wait a whole nother week for just 2 extra minutes. I am so angry at this episode. If the Moon Club Part 2 was not finished, then we had to wait 4 weeks till Part 2 came out from Part 1. Why release Moon Club Part 1? I'm not doing this anymore. This episode sucks. In number 7, we have What If We Terraform Mars, Part 1. I like the Moon Club Part 2 more than this one, mainly because, at least the Moon Club Part 2, at least the hide-and-seek scene was a bit funnier. Like, it was not as bad as this one. This one, it's not as, like, anger-preventing as Moon Club Part 2. It just kind of, like, I don't really like it. I'm not a big fan. I mean, like, for the most leaked, okay. This was the most leaked episode. I wasn't a Patreon at the time. The first episode I watched as a Patreon was What If We Terraform Mars Part 3. Because, like, I just wanted a Solarballs episode. It's like, nah, I ain't. And they took a break that week. It's like, nah, I ain't doing this. I'm watching an episode, damn it. But, like, mainly but, like, objectively, this episode is just, like, for the most leaked episode at the time, although now that title belongs to the Crash of Earth and Theia, which, this was the most leaked episode. And to be fair, not saying the leakers are good, I kind of understand the reason why. This episode released on Patreon after Earth Alone Part 1, but again got delayed, kind of like the Origins of Life got delayed, except this time, they still had Part 1 of Terraforming Mars on Patreon. But, like, like, to be fair, to be completely, honestly, objectively, this Terraforming Mars Part 1 was on Patreon for the longest time because it released after Earth Alone Part 1, with Earth Alone Part 1 on Patreon. It didn't get off, okay, technically episodes don't get off Patreon, but it didn't release on YouTube until after Jupiter is Missing. Like, what? This, I kind of know the reason why this was the most leaked episode before eventually the Crash of Earth and Theia took that title, is mainly because it was on Patreon forever. So, I think there's a valuable lesson learned. Don't keep episodes on Patreon. I think Solarballs learned a valuable lesson. Don't keep episodes on Patreon for, like, months, because then... And I think that's also why they didn't release the Origins of Life accidentally on Patreon and then delayed it. Good God, that would have been horrible. Now, this is actually kind of surprising. This is the only short episode, like the episodes that came out in 2022, on this list. Because most of them are actually pretty good and funny. Venus is Missing. I don't like this short episode. And yes, it's a short episode, but I hate this one. But if the arc that we're going to talk about later wasn't out, this would have been number one. This would have been, like, ugh. This is my least favorite short episode, because mainly it sucks. It has really nothing to do with the plot, and it only really shows Mercury, like, I don't care. I don't care about it. It sucks. I thought this would be a cool episode where the planets would have to try and find Venus, but no, this episode sucks. Like, why? There's no educational purpose. Like, the short episodes were supposed to have a hidden educational purpose, but no. And this is not like it was relevant to, like, a big arc or something where it wouldn't do that. No, this was all just there. The educational purpose, it gets revealed in the first 10 seconds. It basically just said that Venus is rotating behind the sun. I would have liked if maybe this was a 2-minute episode and they had to find Venus. But no, it gets revealed 20 seconds in. This is the most unnecessary episode ever. I despise this short episode. Thank the heavens that this episode is not on any compilations. And it probably won't be because Solarballs just kind of like forgets about the short episodes. Sorry, I had to mention that. Like, do they even mention them anymore? Not really. In number 5 is the most recent episode to at least be on this list. How Planets Develop Life Part 1. I hate this episode. Alright, so you know how I made the mistake that saying Earth is Leaving was the second shortest episode when it was 6 minutes and 28 seconds? This episode is actually the shortest episode, and I hate this one. Foreshadowing for another video, but this is my least favorite flashback episode. But everything the First Planets Part 3 was probably one of the best flashback episodes for being pretty early. It was really good. This one wasn't. The only good thing was that this was the first episode for, like, if you're watching it chronologically for the first time, this would be the first episode to showcase sponsor segments, which would be cool, because then, like, we were, like, because Solarballs teased us there would be a new Patreon promo, which, yeah, that's cool. I like that. Like, but we waited forever, since they didn't include it in anybody, and we had to wait till Crash of Earth and Theia till they released the Mercury one. And then we had to wait till after the Crash Part 2. No, actually, never mind. After the Crash Part 3 for the Venus one, and the Earth's Core Part 1, they did the Mercury one again, but instead it's present-day Mercury, so that's cool, I guess. Anyways, this sponsor segment is actually better than the whole episode, so, I just wanted to say that this sponsor segment is better than the entire episode. So, yeah. Anything that was in the First Planets Part 3 gets absolutely curb stomped into the rail. This episode sucks. It just kills everything. Like, the Theia and Proto stuff gets annihilated. We had some good tension. Thank the heavens that How to Planets Develop Life Part 2 and 3 were way better than whatever this shit is. Okay, so yeah, this episode just pisses me off. So I'm just gonna leave this sponsor segment on for the rest of the segment.
You want to get started right away? Then get the Sun app for free by using the link in our description. Before there's too many moons to count. I think another one just formed. Ah!
Oh, boy. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my. Okay, so, alright. I was snooping around, and I have a little bit of a theory. So, you know how, I don't know, I don't want to bring this, I don't want to, but, it's just noted that if this is the case, I will give the moon is heading to the Earth arc, a little bit of slack. Because if you know me, I hate this entire arc. This is number 4, though, and there's 3 parts to that, so there's going to be one episode that's so cool. This episode, the least offensive, at least, because, it at least contains some planet stuff. But this episode's still pretty bad. I'm just saying. The main reason I hate this one is because it took 3 weeks to make this episode. What? I know Solarballs needs breaks, but 3 weeks? 3 motherfucking weeks? I'm sorry, Solarball Alvaro, but this, for this atrocity, for this useless okay. I think there may be a reason. Let me just address this. I think that I know that, I was bored, so I was looking at one of the Unlucky Planets streams with Eileen, and he said that Alvaro takes, a lot of vacations, And maybe this was just like he needed like a backup arc, a useless one that was just like for like purposes while he was gone. I think this may be the arc that he was like, and the team was slower without him. So when he came back, they continued with the solar system trials. If that's the case, I can understand that this arc would not be the best one, but still, I hate this arc beyond all belief. This arc is the worst arc ever. I hate it. Why did you make Houston the main fucking character of this arc? He has no purpose to be there. They include more country balls in this. This is literally so Mr. Spherical and Solar Balls can have an actual collab that's not involved with the Moon Revolution, damn it. This is just, there's more country balls than solar balls in this arc. What the actual hell? Okay, so this episode just starts off with an animation fragment on Patreon right after, and the worst part is this came out on the same day as Inside Out 2 came out on Patreon. What the fuck? Why did you... I hate this. I hate this arc. This episode's the least offensive, mainly because it contains some planet stuff. 3 minutes of this episode are planet worthy. But that's half the... Oh my god, this episode is bad. This episode is so bad. And then after the 6-minute animation frame, 6 minutes! 6 minutes and 30 seconds at least. The animation fragment ended right when we see the Country Ball Council for the first time, and it sucks. We had to wait another week because they didn't finish the last 3 minutes. This is also the worst 9-minute episode. I don't really say this, but this is a bad 9-minute episode. Typically, 9-minute episodes are really good. The only other 9-minute episode that I consider not that good is Journey to Neptune, but whatever. But Journey to Neptune is thousands of times better than this shit. And this is the least offensive one. I don't care about the Broadcasting Balls Network because I hate this episode. And then we get the 9-minute shit. And then I had a sight that I could never unsee. This was a 3-parter. I thought it was a 2-parter. No, this is a 3-parter. However, number 3 is not any of the Moon is Heading to the Earth arc. The worst episode that's not the Moon is Heading to the Earth arc belongs to the Earth is Leaving Part 3. This episode sucks. At least the Moon approaching the Earth Part 1 had some goodness and some planets, and they weren't unlikable. Houston only has 1 minute. At least the characters are likable. How do I hate this episode more than the Moon is Heading to the Earth, you might say? That's because... oh my god, they spent way too much time on this useless Earthling shit. I don't care. They have not 1, not 2, but 3 educational scenes. Typically in Solar Balls, they only have 1. You know what? And I hate this episode so bad that I'm going to go throughout all the lists and this filler episode. I'm going to go through the entire Planet X arc and say the 1 educational scene that's important in each episode. Here we go. Starting from the Solar System Trials, because after that, the episodes were just good. Solar System Trials Part 1, easy, Roche Limit. Solar System Trials Part 2. Okay, hold on. Alright, so, okay, that one's an exception. That one doesn't really have an educational part, but, okay, that one's an exception. But not all of them have educational parts. And if they do, they only have 1. This one is 3! Okay, Solar System Trials Part 3. The size of asteroids in order to destroy a planet. So the Search for Planet X Part 1. How they found Neptune as a planet. How the Earthlings discovered Neptune as a planet. Search for Planet X Part 2. The black holes and how far into the solar system would be, and the Oort cloud. That's not 3 as a saying, because that's basically the same thing. It's just distance-wise. How big is our solar system? That's the big That's like the big question of that one. And you could argue that say that the big question is, what is Earth like? Why does Earth want life? But they don't answer that. I'm just baffled by how useless, and also the other educational stuff in this episode, it doesn't like correlate to that. There will be some multiple educational videos that mix together of the episode to just say more details, but no, they have nothing to do with each other. Damn it. Okay, so Planet X returns. I think it was how Planet X was just able to stay in the Oort cloud forever and deceleration and stuff. And that is foreshadowing, but it's also and also the Berry Center. That's two. Like, I guess, and also Planet X Returns Part 1 is not very good. I'm just saying, but it's not on the top 10 list, but it's not. It has some issues. Planet X Returns Part 2. This is the smooth sailing thing where most orbits, what was it? Counterclockwise. It would be faster to go counterclockwise. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Surprised Maki didn't give that lesson. That's actually shocking, damn it. Planet X Returns Part 3, I don't think has one, but if it did, it's how, if you're closer to the sun, you're faster. What if we replace Jupiter Part 1? I think actually What if we replace Jupiter Part 1 and 2 kind of share the same educational lesson. They both have, what happens to the asteroid belt if Jupiter's leaving. I think they actually both contain that one, which is fine. You can have the same educational meaning in an episode. Also, I think I skipped the Search for Planet X Part 3. The reason I did, actually, is mainly because I feel like this is an exception. The sunlight thing, I feel like, is the only one that actually kind of just is there to be, educational and not, serve anything to the story. The sunlight scene with Triton, Io, and Callisto, that's just kind of there to be there. And if Solarballs is watching this and I'm pissing them off, I'm sorry, okay? This is just criticisms, and yeah. I mean, I know Solarballs takes well to criticism. They don't, hate it, But anyways, I know I'm being strong with my words, but this episode is just so bad. I think I don't even need to say more. This episode has this episode's so boring. The worst part is, I was actually, this is not this episode's fault, but I was in, I already said this in my other episode, but the more I watch this episode, the more I hate it. The more I despise it. I just hate this episode. When the entire Thea arc is finished and this gets put out into a compilation, I hope this episode it sneaks into bits and pieces like it's in the Moon Revolution, because holy shit, this episode sucks. Moving on to the worst two. What if the moon approached the Earth Part 3? This episode is an offense to Solarballs. I'm sorry, but this is just horrible. Horrible! Okay, listen. My main hating point of this episode is how they just, fucking assassinate all the jokes that are carried on throughout the episode. They call the Earthlings humans. And I know they also did that in Saturn Gets His Moons Back, but Saturn Gets His Moons Back had other good things to beat that out. This doesn't. Another joke that they kill is when the countdown happens, when Houston's counting down from 10, 9, 8, that's but in the very first episode, the joke was Houston counts down quickly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go! But he starts counting down slowly just for intensity or some shit. Why? This arc isn't intense. Yeah, they have... Okay, I'll give them this. They do have the cool music that was in... they do have the cool music that was in After the Crash Part 1 at the very beginning. But I don't care. This episode sucks. I don't even know anything. There's SWAT teams, RT 1 through 11. Who are these characters? I'm so confused. Also, this episode uses a lot of big words, which normally I'm fine with, but these big words, I'm so confused. I had to Google most of them. What the hell is a Capton? Like, I don't... Also, Mr. Spherical is not a kids channel. Why and Solarballs is. Why are... And this episode, I feel like the most references some of the jokes that the Country Balls use and Mr. Spherical. But, like, some of those jokes are on... Mr. Spherical's on a kids channel for a reason. Not because they swear. I think they only did that just to, like, embrace it. Because Country Balls... You can't really make much for a kids channel on them. It is kind of hard because there's a lot of geopolitical references and shit. Like, there's a YouTuber called Drew Durnell. You probably heard of him if you know Country Balls. He desperately tries to make his channel a kids channel. Like, I can see it. He has to blur out so many swear words. My channel is not a kids channel, and yet I don't think Country Balls should be in a Mr. Sphere. Like, in the Moon Revolution, it was fine. It was fine. But they didn't reference too much shit. In this one, they do. They reference Russia liking explosions. That's not great material for a kids channel. And I do get it that Solarballs has adult jokes. And yes, I do know in my Solar System is Empty review, I may have been a bit dirty-minded when in the Solar System Trials Part 1, I said what comes up goes down. That's probably not intended to be an adult joke, I'm sorry. But, I'm just gonna say it. But this, like, shouldn't be in an episode, damn it. Anyways, let's just, another, like... The dark side of the moon is in... The Phobos and Deimos are, like, there to just be, like, there. That scene is the only one preventing this from being the worst episode. Is the dark side of the moon scene with Phobos and Deimos. And also, this episode was another bad thing about this episode is that was the first episode to include the Pluto and Sharon in video ad, which be infested in all of the little, like, snippets for, like, the Planet X arc when they wanted to sponsor in video. And this would just be the staple in video ad forever until Battle of Planet X Part 3. So yeah, fuck this episode, but it's not as bad as the worst one. Before we get to that, though, I want to mention some honorable mentions, okay? Dungeons and Dwarf Planets, I dislike this episode, but it's not bad. We also have, The Moon Escapes, but it's not horrible as well. It doesn't warrant a top 10 placement. We have, Lost Earth Part 2 is also just kind of okay. Same thing with Love Between Planets Part 2. It's just okay. And Planet X Returns Part 1 and 2 are also okay. These are just fine episodes that don't really, are not that good, but don't warrant, like, a, warning placement. So before we get to that, I'm just noting them. Noting them that they're not that good, but they're not as bad as you think. The worst episode is The Moon is Approaching the Earth Part 2. Okay, yeah, that was pretty obvious after I said basically that all 3 parts of the moon is heading to the Earth would be in this one. And you count down, it's like, well, I can count to 3, so, okay, yeah. So, unlike how planets develop life, though, the sponsor segment's not that good. I'm just saying, I don't know, it's just like, ground news is good, and I know Mr. Spherical and Solarballs really like ground news. That's, like, one of their top 5 favorite sponsors, but, like, I don't like this episode. I hate this episode. Mainly because there's only 40 seconds of planets in this episode. Every one of this bullshit is just Houston and Country Balls figuring out a damn plan. It's so annoying. Russia liking explosions is still there, but it's not as bad as it was in The Moon is Approaching the Earth Part 3. Because USA was like, I don't know, doing shit. Also, in Earth Alone, Part 2, and the Earth is heading to the sun, it is stated that the Country Balls do not like Houston. So why the sudden change? Maybe it's because they don't want Mr. Spherical and Solarballs rivalries? Maybe. I hate this episode. This episode botches everything wrong. It's so bad. I'm gonna say what's wrong about it right now. First of all, we have 18 seconds in, and we get a fuck you in the face sponsor segment. That's not how this works. You can't just... I do not like when sponsor segments are this early in. And Solarballs kind of stopped doing that now, but this is 18 seconds in. Why are you putting a sponsor segment? Also, this episode killed the trend of Solarballs originally posting the previews of episodes on shorts before before the episode on Fridays before the episode came out. That was cool. They only did that for 6 episodes. This was one of them. The reason they stopped is because I guess this one was a minute long. They added 30 extra seconds onto the preview, damn it. And then we get another, also, one thing I like is that the previews actually showed captions that were correct. They showed subtitles. That's cool. One problem I don't like about them is that this one had a sponsor segment in the clip. So the clip gets edited and the sponsor segment goes in. What the fuck is this doing here? This killed the trend that only worked for 6 episodes that I really liked in it, and now it's gone. We are only 1 minute and 53 seconds into this episode, and I already hate it. We get to the episode in this flooding scene, and all these Earthling assets are the same damn people. I understand them using the same assets for the moons, but this is just unacceptable. I get it, they don't have a lot of time, but these Earthling assets look ugly, damn it. Houston is insufferable in this episode. All he wants to do is just sleep or something. He wants to go home. He wants to take a cold soda or something like that. That's all he wants to do in this episode. There's nothing else. He is so damn lazy. I don't care. In Terraforming Mars Part 1, he was sleeping on the job. That's bad, but that's his motive. He doesn't care about the people and the moons approaching the Earth. But all he cares about is fucking going into his house, going into Rotsar, because I think he lives at Rotsar, and just fucking around sleeping. Also, this episode was the first one to introduce the Mr. Spherical art style, making their mouths pink and stuff. But Solarball's characters' mouths are black, which is just weird. It's just fucking weird. I don't like it. I don't like the mix of it. I hate it. I hate this episode. I hate everything about it. This episode is an insult to Solarballs. A fucking insult. This contains so much shit, and I hate this episode. The Country Balls are also insufferable. They're just Houston fans. Which makes zero sense. Only one that makes sense is Canada, since he's obsessed with everything. He's not mean or anything like that. This just sucks. There was a joke. Hold up. There was a joke in this movie. Not movie. Crap. What the fuck am I doing at this point? I hate this episode so much. I accidentally called it a movie. A joke in this episode where Asteroid's wife left Junior on the ship, the little green thingy, and the SWAT person says, "Okay, goodbye, strange woman." What? What about her was strange? There was nothing. She just asked if her son, she asked if 2, please, and says, "Oh, I forgot to count myself." What the fuck was the joke? How was she strange? I'm so confused, damn it. This is a bad episode. I hate it. I'm losing my voice right now. Oh my god. I'm dying. I also hate the fact that Path to Destiny, my second favorite OST, is in this episode. I hate it. I hate this. That's an insult to Path to Destiny. Because holy shit, that does not deserve to be in this episode. Holy crap. This episode, cliffhanger, is bad. it just ends with them countries carrying Houston. It's like, I did my part. I don't care. You need to do this shit. Houston, you're the only one who knows. You sent a fucking man to space. You know this shit, Houston. You're the one who needs to do it. You're the one who came up with the plan. You need to fucking do the plan, damn it. Holy shit. This episode is so bad. The country balls. They look at USA. They don't even look spherical, damn it. What the fuck? His name is literally Mr. Spherical. And the USA doesn't look spherical. Also, the hair placement and the beard look ass. Look at it. He barely has white on him. He has more hair and beard than skin. What the fuck is this episode? This episode's so shitty. I hate it. For one frame, they have the old Spain flag with the old Spanish coat of arms. What the fuck is this episode even doing? I hate this episode. So that's my review of the my top 10 least favorite episodes. If you want me to do other videos, comment them right below. This was actually really fun. I enjoyed it. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna go sleep. I haven't slept since The Moon is Approaching the Earth Part 2 came out. Goodbye. This is I don't know.